I'm watching the main news. Sat down just now and had a cup of coffee. And I thought, just click on the BBC News, see what's going on in the world. Not that I believe half what they say, but it's got demos all over the world of kids leaving college and schools to campaign against climate change. Now, one, why aren't these people in school to start with? And second, how can we condone demonstrating about something that isn't happening? If you want to understand how people can be brainwashed into a course of action and how people like Hitler can come to power, you only have to look around the information of how it's been disseminated to the people over global warming. They now call it climate change. The earth isn't as warming as much as they predicted. Now, that the earth is in cycles. No, I'm not going to say that I'm the expert on weather patterns, but you've only got to read from the experts, the guys that understand what's going on. Oh, you say, the scientists agree. Science isn't something you can agree on. You can't have a meeting and say 9 out of 10 scientists agree. It's got to be done on facts. When you read, the first thing you've got to do is read the emails from ClimateGate. Now, what happened is the University of East Anglia had climate specialists and they were looking at global warming. They were funded by the Met Office through the government. Yes, the British government funded the con that is global warming on the British people. Now, I wrote to my MP and said, how can you use taxpayers' money to give us false scientific information? I was told that no, it wasn't taxpayers' money. So I followed the money. The money for all these global warming models came from the Met Office and from the Scientific Committee. Scientific Committee is run by MPs and they use taxpayers' money. So, the University of East Anglia made climate models and they weren't getting the answer they wanted. So in the emails it says that they had to do what they call forcing. They had to add the numbers up. They would put 0.2 or 0.4 or 0.5 onto the numbers they've got. They had to create global warming. They produced the science to get the outcome they wanted. They did not look at the science and then interpret the science and the facts to get a result. They knew the result they wanted to start with. The Met Office wrote to East Anglia University and told them not to come up with scenarios as normal. So they didn't. So they made climate models. They then forced the climate models. In other words, they put junk data in. You get junk data out of a computer if you put junk data in. Fact. So, now, I'm not going to disagree that the climate isn't changing. The climate changes from day to day, from week to week, from season to season. The biggest driver of our climate is not man. The biggest driver of our climate is that big yellow thing up in the sky called the sun. The sun goes through 11-year cycles and you have sunspot activity. The sunspot activity puts out rays, solar rays. The more sunspot activity there is, the hotter it can be on Earth. if you go through a solar cool period with no sunspots, the sun is cooler. Therefore, the earth becomes cooler. Now, there's another thing they keep on about, CO2. Now, some of the scientists that I've been listening to and reading about are telling me that we haven't got enough CO2. Who's telling the truth? Well, we know that the climate scientists aren't telling the truth because we now know by the ClimateGate emails that they've been fixing the figures. So that cannot be trusted. So that's out. So the only other trusted scientists that we've got are the ones we believe that are telling the truth, the ones that are against climate change. Now, we can't even take what they say as being truth. But we have to listen to them. And what we have to do is look at the data. They told us that the Earth was going to increase temperature by 3% by this year. In 15 years, it's only gone up by 0.5%. No, half a degree of warming, I should say. So, how can you have global warming? We're all being conned. Now, you've got all these kids all over the world. My future, I'm scared to bring children into the world. Why? Yes, I'm all for a clean planet. Yes, I'm all for cleaning it up. Plastics in the oceans, poisoning the rivers. Yes, great, all for that. But stopping using carbon and producing carbon is not the answer. Plants, for instance, they need carbon to grow. We need carbon to grow. We are at the moment, according to one scientist, at a carbon low, carbon minimum. We may need, he says, to increase our carbon output. So, by trying to reduce carbon emissions, we could actually be killing the planet. Please look at some of the information. I've got a Facebook page. There's only 9 members on it. It's only but I've got loads of information on there. I started it after the ClimateGate emails, and I put all the information I found on it, and it's called the Round Earth Society, because people who were said to be climate change deniers, like I'm a Holocaust denier or something, said that we were flat earthers. No way! So I've called it the Round Earth Society because we know the facts that the Earth is round. Oh, there's another point. On my travels, somebody told me that the models that they use are on a flat Earth. The models use a flat Earth model. I don't know if that's true, but that will explain a lot of the shenanigans that have been going on. Now, we've seen the hockey stick and it going awry. They don't talk about that anymore because it's been debunked. So, things for you to do. Go onto my Facebook page, the Round Earth Society and the truth about climate change and global warming. Also, go onto a website called What's Up With That. That has incredible information on it. Look out for the information yourself. There are a number of YouTube videos that you can watch. Dr. Tim Ball is one name you can put in. The other names you can look up are Lord Christopher Monckton, M-O-N-C-K-T-O-N, and Nigel Lawson, the ex-Tory Chancellor. Both have done excellent videos talking about so-called climate change and explaining the hoax. There is other information available around the internet. before you put a comment below telling me I'm wrong, read the information on the Round Earth Society Facebook page, then come back to me and put some facts down. Don't say scientists agree. That is a political statement. I want facts. The IPC information is false. We are being led down the garden path. We have to have facts, and we want to know the truth. So before you put a comment below, please read the information and then come back to me and tell me we got global warming. Ian, Somerset News Network, signing off.